31-yard field goal attempt. Here we go. Snap, placement, swing to the right leg, kick to the upright. It is good! It is good! Mason Crosby has done it again! He has booted the Green Bay Packers to a 27-24 victory in overtime.
That was a damn good win. Great group effort. Whatever it takes to get it done. I think these wins are absolutely character-defining wins.
All right, back on three. 1, 2, 3.
Hello and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur, Larry McCarren along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, this week, the big trip to London, and the two words that come to mind are logistical nightmare. How's it going?
Well, there's a lot of planning that has gone into it, and thankfully we have a lot of great people around, our organization that help with that. So we're hoping for a smooth trip.
Let's go back now to the win over the Patriots, and the fact that you go 12 plays and 77 yards in overtime to kick the winning field goal. What does that say about your football team?
Well, it says that we handled a lot of adversity throughout the course of the game, and we knew New England was going to give us everything they had, and they played really well, did a really good job of taking the ball away from us. But it was great to see the resiliency of our guys sticking together, and when we needed it most, we were able to deliver the game winner.
Feeling good about your running game. It went for 199 yards against a pretty fair defense.
Yeah, no, it was a good performance all around. I thought our backs were running really hard. Aaron Jones had a bunch of explosive runs. Obviously, A.J. Dillon, we kind of used him at the end to get those tough, grind them out yards. But I thought everybody was blocking up front. Aaron did a good job getting us in the right run calls. And then, our guys in the perimeter always do a great job as well.
Not much rotating for David Bakhtiari. That's a good sign.
Yeah, I think so. It was great to have him out there, and the plan going in was to give him 2 series on, 1 series off, and that says a lot about Yosh and the confidence that we have in Yosh. But David at halftime said he was going, and so we let him go.
Matt, how big was that 32-yard completion to Allen Lazard right at the start of the third quarter?
Well, yeah, it allowed our offense to operate. Certainly throwing 2 incomplete passes was not how we had envisioned it coming out at halftime. You could definitely feel the crowd's impatience there, and Allen bailed us out. And Aaron did a great job throwing a perfect ball, but that kind of got our offense moving.
How are you looking at Romeo Doubs? He is making some mistakes, but he's also making some plays.
Yeah, I think that's just part of the process. He's a young receiver. He's got a ton of talent. Made a lot of big plays for us in the game. And certainly the ball security is a concern. He's got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. But right after that fumble on the second play of the game, we told him, we said, hey, we're going to come right back to you. Just got to learn from it, do a better job. And I thought he did recover from that and perform pretty well. And then certainly, obviously, the play, you got to survive the ground on the long touchdown pass that was incomplete. It was a bad challenge by me, but I think there's some things that we can do from a technique standpoint to help with that.
Romeo did catch Aaron Rodgers' 500th career touchdown pass. Do you have as much trouble getting your head around that number as I do? 500? Amazing.
Yeah, that's a lot. So I think, what is he, the 5th player ever in the history of the game to do that? So that says something. Defensively,
you're still stingy on third down, but they did ring up 167 yards rushing. How'd you feel about that side of the ball?
I thought, by and large, our defense did a really good job. I think 9 out of 11 drives, there were 7 stops or the takeaway, and it gave up 3 points. It was just that lull in the second half where we've got to be more consistent. And New England, give them credit, they kind of were running behind Trent Brown, and a lot of the runs were going to the left, and they did a good job of creating some space, and their backs ran hard. But I think we can do a better job. We can't miss tackles. We need people swarming and everybody just playing their technique.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, the man who kicked the game winner, Mason Crosby. Don't go away.
It is good! It is good!
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers, by Bellin Health, and by Johnsonville. Welcome back. This one-on-one is brought to you by Quick Trip and Guaranteed Fuel.
31-yard field goal attempt. Here we go. Mason Crosby for the win. Snap, placement, swing to the right leg, kick to the upright. It is good! It is good! Mason Crosby has done it again. He has booted the Green Bay Packers to a victory in overtime.
Mace, game winner number 12. I'm sure it never gets old. Do they get sweeter by the kick?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, year 16. I mean, I just thinking about going out there and that this is the job that I get to have, and to be able to have those moments, especially there in Lambeau. I mean, there's nothing better. Crowd, there's a little buzz whenever I'm going out. I think fans sometimes don't know if they need to be completely quiet or if it's better to have a little noise, and then just going out there and getting in that moment. The fact that we have the team that can, we're at the 10-yard line in the second possession of overtime. We get down and I get a 31-yard field goal. That's just really special. So to be able to go out there and execute and snap, hold, protection, everything was great. So give all the credit to those guys to go out there and finish it off.
How is Rich Bisaccia changing the special teams culture overall?
But he allows guys to go out there and play ball with an edge. We brought in a few guys that that he's been with, and just those guys leading by example. They're helping a lot just to show what the expectation is, from Coach Bisaccia's side. It's a mindset. It's a culture. It's a way that you just go out there and play. It takes all of us as a team. Obviously we're defense, and you have guys buying in. I mean, we got Rasul Douglas playing on special teams. Adrian's been playing a bunch. You got guys flying around, doing stuff where they might not have been playing special teams for the last 4 years or so. So that kind of stuff really, I think, is paying off for our units out there.
Kick to the upright, and it is good! Mason Crosby has done it again! 51-yard walk-off field goal.
If my math is correct, Mason, you have now played in 245 straight regular season games. Career-wise, do you have a target? I mean, I want to play this many years. You're closing in on the Brett Favre record, 255. You hold every numerical record you can hold as a kicker for the Green Bay Packers. Are you one of the guys, hey, they're going to rip the jersey off of me, I'm staying forever? How do you approach that?
I've really taken a lot of pride in always being available, and being a guy that can consistently be there week in and week out, and can be depended on. To be able to just be in that that company that I've been able to play that many games is pretty awesome. Mentally, physically, right now, it's I just kind of want to keep attempting to push to do it as long as I possibly can. I'm having the time of my life with this team, and want to just keep carrying that forward and see where it takes us.
49-yard field goal attempt. Mason Crosby for the win. Snap and placement. Here's the kick. It is up. It is good. Mason Crosby got it done.
Welcome back. This week's Chalk Talk is brought to you by Network Health. At Network Health, we do what's right. even when it's not easy. It's who we are. Health insurance is what we do. Some say the Packers won ugly against the Patriots, but there was nothing ugly about their running game, and it was multifaceted. It all starts with the zone scheme for the Packers, where the entire offensive front runs off the football and more or less creates a human wave. You see it right there? And somewhere along that wave, the defense gets cut off, like right here by Josh Myers, or pushed by, like right here by Royce Newman and Elton Jenkins. Aaron Jones makes a terrific read, and where is the flag? But even without one, this play goes for 10 yards. And as per usual, the Packer wide receivers working hard downfield. The Packers also ran what's called crack toss, as in crack back, with Allen Lazard right there and Christian Watson right here. Meanwhile, they're pulling David Bakhtiari and Tyler Davis. And as for the toss, it's right there. And good blocks by Lazard, Watson, and Davis. Josh Myers hustling downfield, and Aaron Jones is running tough for another 10. Late in the game, the Packers featured a scheme called duo, as in double team here and double team there. They also got a big block from Lazard and another one from Mercedes Lewis. A.J. Dillon with a nice cut, and he'll bloody the Patriots' collective nose to the tune of 7 yards. John Runyon, he's playing to the echo of the whistle. The Packers even ran some jet sweep. This is their 13th offensive play of the game, and in the previous 12, Christian Watson went in motion twice, but did not get the football. This time, he gets the football. He also gets a nice block downfield from Romeo Doubs. And as you know, Christian can really, really run. You block some, you fool some, and you run over the rest. The Packers rushed for 199 yards against the Patriots.
Coach always says it takes all 11, but we were able to find our groove. I think we started finding the type of plays that we liked. You know, we get leaning on a defensive line early and often. It pays dividends.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Network Health, by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers, and by Spectrum Mobile.
Steady blazing.
Welcome back. Time to hand out game balls, and Matt, not on special teams, but on defense. You go with Mason Crosby, 3 for 3 on PATs, 2 for 2 on field goals, and of course, the game winner.
Yeah, he's always clutch. He does a great job. He's so consistent, and you can always count on the moment never being too big for him. So for him to go in there and kick that game winner, obviously that was the difference.
On offense, one of the game balls goes to Aaron Jones, 110 yards rushing, average 6.9 yards per carry. And what's amazing, Matt, he's averaging 6.8 for the season after 4 games. Incredible.
Yeah, he's done a great job, and I think, again, you got to give credit up front with all the offensive linemen, the tight ends, receivers getting involved, but he's so electric. He's had a lot of explosive gains, and we got to keep him fresh. We got to keep him going for the duration of this thing.
Also go with Alan Lazard, and the Goon is playing awfully well. 6 catches, 116 yards. We mentioned the 32-yarder before, but also in that critical game-winning drive, another 22-yarder.
Yeah, he made big play after big play, and not only that in the passing game, but you feel his presence in the run game as well, and he's just a complete player.
I bet guys hate playing against him.
I know I would.
And on defense, it couldn't have been much of a debate. Rashawn Gary was, as you would say, a game wrecker.
Yeah, he certainly was. You could feel his presence in the pass game, getting to the quarterback. Obviously had a critical turnover for us, but you could also feel him in the run game, chasing down on the backside, setting good edges. So he is a complete player, and he's a guy that we are so lucky to have.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, the last word from the coach. Don't go away.
Today we are surprising my future mother-in-law on her last cancer treatment.
Last one.
My personal connection with cancer started about a year and a half ago. My mother-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer. This is her last infusion today, last treatment, cancer treatment, so we're really fired up for her and excited for her. So this tree here is the survivor tree from Bellin, and what she's going to be doing is on her last treatment, and all these leaves that you see here on this tree, you're going to write a note or a little word of wisdom or whatever you want to say and think, and you go ahead and add yourself to the tree of all the survivors who have come in here. For people who are going through this ordeal with cancer, just try to stay as positive as you can, be there and support those loved ones that you have. The biggest thing is to make sure you're going to your checkups and getting screened, trying for early detection, because it really can save a life.
The Packers and Bellin Health are featuring an exclusive hat for Packers versus Cancer. Join the fight today and help the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. Visit PackersProShop.com. Welcome back. The Last Word with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Construction Business Group and Wisconsin Operating Engineers. Time for the last word from the coach. And Matt, you have done the London thing before. What are the keys to making it a winning trip?
I think you try to keep it as normal as possible. Obviously, that's impossible, but yeah, just being disciplined with everything you do in regards to making sure guys are getting their rest, being diligent on the plane in terms of taking care of their bodies, and try to get as much mental work done, prior to leaving for London.
Matt, the Giants are 3-1 under new coach Brian Daboll. What can you tell us about them?
Well, Daboll is a guy I got a lot of respect for, gotten to know him a little bit, and certainly respect what he was able to accomplish in Buffalo. Mike Capps is their offensive coordinator coming from the Chiefs. I'm sure they're going to hand the ball off to Saquon quite a bit. He's playing at a really high level. And then defensively, Wink Martindale he's caused a lot of problems for teams that I've coached for in the past. Loves to bring a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So it's going to be a great challenge. It's going to be an exciting game. First time 2 teams going over there with a winning record. So it should be a lot of fun for everybody.
Thank you, Matt. Good luck in London, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.